I'm Mark Oya.
I'm Steve Stanford, and this is Art You Can Drive.
Today on Art You Can Drive, we have a 1932 Ford Roadster. It's a reproduction, but we'll talk about that also. Really cool little car. So check this out, Stevie. You know, the 32, obviously a great car, you know, an iconic design by anybody's standards.
Oh, it's come a long way from the Model T days, that's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. So you look at this car and, you know, like people frown upon these cars because they're fiberglass.
Right.
And this is a reproduction. You know, it has a longer nose and it has a longer interior. So it's a lot nicer to drive.
Well, I mean, from an artistic standpoint, I mean, I like that long nose and the modern windshield. It's a stylized version of what the original 32 started out to be. It still is a 32, but it's more of an idealized version of it. And that's what I like about it from an artistic standpoint.
Well, and the other thing you have to realize is that the value of this car is obviously a little bit diminished compared to an original car. But
that's fine. That means you can drive it.
Exactly.
You can drive.
Yeah, you can take this thing out on the freeway and you don't really have a care in the world.
No.
And you're going to get the thumbs up from everybody because it's a good looking car. It's like a modern interpretation of it. This car is actually pretty cool because it's got a really bitchin' chassis. It's got an independent front suspension, independent rear suspension, so it rides and drives really well. 4-wheel disc brakes. You know, obviously a Roadster, so there's no top, so you know, but hey, we're in Southern California.
Well, and with a modern build, I mean, you can drive from LA to New York and back, and you know, in comfort and style.
Yeah, this car's been around here for a long time. This is a car that we sold to a customer, but it kind of never leaves. And so we use this as a shop car and for people to drive. And
get kind of attached to it, huh?
Yeah, and you take people out for lunch in it and everything. And it's just a really great car. And you know, there's a lot of value in these cars, and sometimes people associate value with the cost, but this is more bang for the buck than the money.
Well, and the nice thing too about having the car around is that you can show people physically, like I say, you take them for rides in it.
Yeah.
And you know, much more so than just looking at a picture in a magazine. But I mean, all this driving, I know it's got to have a power plant underneath.
Yeah, so let's check it out.
Sure.
So I'll have you grab the front.
All righty. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so this is the fun part. So ZZ4 Chevy crate motor.
Sure.
You know, because obviously you put a Chevy in a Ford, especially in a repo car.
Right.
And 450 horsepower, 2,200 pound car. So there's only thing it equates to fun, that's all.
I like the bright work too, because that really gets the art standpoint going.
You know, it makes it nice, and it's got an overdrive transmission, so you get decent mileage.
Sure.
And with everything packed into this car, it's definitely Art You Can Drive.
Well, you know what time it is.